As a person and as an artist, the pandemic created a space for me to focus on what I'm doing and why, reconsider and revalue what is the art that I'm making, where does it come from. This incredible, wild, diverse landscape of West Cork is reflecting very strongly in the diversity and the freedom that my art practice develops, and how it can link with other places, with other artists who live in similar places in different parts of the world. My works are very much site-specific, and they relate to the space where they happen. They're always installed in relation to what is already in the space. And when I engage in deeper, more focused art processes, when I collaborate with other artists, when I spend some time in some place, things start to happen in relation to my presence and the space around. So I start gathering materials, I start observing and reacting to what's happening, and that's how the artwork naturally evolves. Platform 31 is a bursary that I got last year as a result of collaborations which are called No Space. The collaborations initially started during the pandemic in 2020. When everything closed down. I was quite isolated, and I started working from my own studio from here, contacting artists that I knew, and I started discussing with them a possibility of an art collaboration. And during the pandemic, because the physical contact was obstructed, because it was impossible, it turned out that it is possible to some extent to create, to engage through the digital media. The 4 experimental art films that I have created this year are particularly connected with the Platform 31 bursary, because the bursary gave me time and allowed me to deepen my practice and focus on the collaborations that happened last year. So I was able to communicate with different artists like Miko Shea and Irene Murphy, Patty Behrens in Australia, Hele Kwame, and we were able to decide and develop a way of working with the films. So, for example, there is a film called Disturbed Ground, where the layering is showing how different processes and different actions and different people interrelate to each other, and how they influence a completion of something. Another film is based on a collaboration with Australian artist Patty Behrens. So she invited me to participate in her process, and of course my outcome was very different from hers, but yet we were quite astonished how similar were our processes. She was working in an outer space, I was working in a studio space, in quite a clinical, clean space, and we developed the artworks at the same time. So one work was happening in Australia, the other work was happening in West Cork.
The score is a mantra, not spoken. It is helping me to listen. Movement words. I'm still not sure. Is this okay? I still fear.
We have this opportunity to rethink and reconsider our art as something very important, and I think the importance came across through all the meetings and the interactions with Platform 31.